What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, DB Fitness Day 2, baby. So excited for this. If you can see my nails from here, they're absolutely tragic. I need to get them done, and also my face is breaking out so bad. I don't know what is going on. I've never broken out this bad in my whole entire life. Okay, maybe I have, but like, it's not getting really any better, and it's making me very upset. Not that I care, like, about coming on here with this or like showing you guys, because it's normal to get these things, and a lot of people do struggle with acne, but it's just very frustrating because I don't know what's going on. I did start a new medication. I was on Vyvanse for a little bit, but I switched over to Adderall to see if that helps. I just didn't feel myself on Vyvanse. What else? I got new makeup, so I got the Estee Lauder foundation. I fucking hate it. It makes my skin so dry, so I don't know if it's one of those two, maybe both. And then I also, what is the other thing? I started taking new supplements from First Form, and I am very sensitive to certain products because of whey, and I am taking whey again. So it's like, maybe is it from that? I don't get any other side effects from whey, but I'm like, I kind of added in a lot of things over the past month or two, so maybe that's why. I got a silk pillow to see if it's going to help, because also my hair is not growing. Actually, I feel like it is, but I heard that silk pillows help with your acne and your hair, so I was like, okay, we'll just try it out, whatever. And then I'm going to, sign up for a facial, get a facial, see if that kind of helps extract anything that wants to get the fuck out. And then I have a hair appointment next week. So we're fixing things, but I need to fix whatever is going on internal. You feel? Anyways, I want to talk about a couple red flags that you should be watching out for with online fitness coaches. I know with the new year coming up, people are going to have some kind of goal for themselves, and a lot of the times it's going to be a fitness goal, getting toned for the summer, or feeling ultimately more healthy with their lifestyle, which is totally fine, but that means either you're going with an online coach or you're going with an in-person coach. This is not going to be really directed to anyone going with an in-person coach. It's going to be more for online. There is an influx in online fitness coaches now. I've been doing this for almost 5 years, and it's definitely more popularized. It's seeming to be a trend, and it's not a trend. This is not something that you should invest into, foolishly because it's a trend. And this is your health and your fitness, and you need to take that, or your health and your goals, you need to take this seriously, because you can really do yourself some damage, and you are spending your hard-earned money on a coach who could just be having you on the team to fill up a roster and not give two shits about you. That's not fun, and I've seen clients come to me from experiences from that, literally being treated like shit from coaches, not feeling like an actual human being, feeling stupid for asking questions. And I just want you to know that if you are working with a coach, you should feel comfortable. There are going to be coaches that you don't work well with. I've worked with many coaches before, and I didn't work well with those coaches. Maybe those coaches didn't want to coach me, whatever it is. If you are a square, you should not try to fit in with the triangles. And if you are a square, you should try to fit in the square. If you're a circle, you should not try to fit in, you know what I mean? So if your puzzle piece doesn't fit with a coach, that is totally okay. It's just like a relationship with a boyfriend or a girlfriend. It's just like a best friend. It's just like a therapist. Find the person for you, do your research. That's how I want to start it off. The first two, the first three that I want to talk about is really for something that you should look for in the coach when signing on to the team. So first things first, I go through an extensive onboarding process with my potential clients. So I'm not just having you sign on to the team right from Instagram DMs. You have to fill an application. I don't care if you're my friend and I know everything and anything about you. I need an application on file. 2, we're going to schedule a call together. We're going to hop on the phone together. It's probably going to be 45 minutes because I like to chat and I like to make sure that I know everything about you, what you've gone through, all that kind of stuff, and let you ask any questions that you have for me. So we go through that, and then we go through a whole process of even getting the data that I need to give you your program, which brings me to the first point, is you should not get your program within seconds of clicking submit to pay for a coach. If that's the case, you got a cookie cutter program, same as Sally Sue. You're just another client on the roster. You are not universal. You need customized macronutrients. Meal plans are fucking shit. I'm sorry, they're restrictive. I know maybe, could help like some people with accountability or, this or that, but what's gonna happen when you're not on those meal plans anymore? how are you going to feel about the foods that aren't on those meal plans? You're going to feel nervous, right? You need customization as far as your macronutrients, as far as the calories that you're eating in a day, as far as your nutrition. You need customized workouts. Why? What if you have a restriction? What if you've had surgery? What if you don't have this or that in your gym? What if you're working out from home? But Coach Yada Bada, we're going to call him Coach Yada Bada. But Coach Yada Bada decides to send you, the same workouts as the next person next to you. But you're doing at home. It's not gonna work, right? So you need to make sure that you ask this coach, hey, how long is it going to take for you to make this program? I'm just kind of curious, whatever. They tell you, you're gonna have it right when we're done this phone call. I don't think this is gonna work, Coach Yada Bada. I'll get back to you maybe. Fucking run. You are getting a cookie cutter workout, and some coaches will sell these cookie cutter workouts, make it all fancy fluffed up on the phone to you or over DMs or whatever the fuck this coach does, and give you this cookie cutter workout plan for like $500 a month, and it only took them 5 minutes to make, and they're sending it to the whole freaking roster. Anyways, so if you get that response from them, tell them, okay, never mind, thank you for your time, I will, bye, hang up. Second thing would be, if you are signing up with this coach and they don't give you any kind of startup form or whatever, and ask you all these questions like what's your height, what's your weight, what's your age, what's your restrictions, do you take any medications, have you had any surgeries, do you have any limitations that I need to know? Like whatever it is goes into very detailed stuff in order to make your customized program. If they don't ask you any of that, you are getting a cookie cutter workout once again, because they literally cannot know what to give you as far as nutrition and workouts if they don't know that you have SIBO, or if you have PCOS, or if you are recovering from an accident and you just got a rod in your femur. There's certain things that you should not be doing for those things. SIBO, PCOS, surgeries, like there's things that need to be taken into account when making your program. So if they're not asking you all these questions and they're, just giving you this program right away, again, cookie cutter, you need to make sure that you're understanding, hey, how are you going to be making my program? What do you need from me? Oh, I don't need anything, you're just going to get it right away. Or again, like if they tell you that they need a couple of days to make your program or whatever, but they didn't ask you any questions about you internally and externally, like what's your work lifestyle look like, what are you currently doing for cardio, what's your current workout plan look like, what are you currently consuming, they can't give you shit. And the thing about asking a client what they're currently doing as far as nutrition, for me, I have my clients track for 5 days, maybe a little bit more, just based off of their hunger cues. I have them go on MyFitnessPal and I say, okay, just track, don't try to follow any numbers, eat when you're hungry, stop when you're full, and then you're gonna give me this MyFitnessPal at the end of the week, and I'm gonna take your averages and I'm gonna figure out where we need to start, if we need to reverse, if we need a deficit, if we need to maintain for a little bit in order to get you to your goals, right? Like, your body is going to blow up like a fucking tick if you're eating 1,500 calories, but a client or a coach wants you to be at 2,300 calories and they're bumping you up that high. You're gonna blow up. But how they wouldn't know what to do if they don't have this data for you. What they did is they took maybe the little details that they asked you, age, height, and weight, and put it into a macro calculator. They didn't put anything else into account. That's cookie cutter. That's literally, what are you paying for? You're not paying for any kind of knowledge. You're not paying for any kind of coaching. So if that happens with a coach and you're signed on to a contract or whatever it is, honestly just message me, because your health and your goals are way more important than being on this coach's team and hurting their feelings to leave. I don't care. We're going to get you off that team because I care about you. So yeah, if they give you a plan right when you click submit, you already have your nutrition, you already have your workouts, you're getting a cookie cutter plan, need to get you out. Or if they tell you that, okay, yes, I need to take like 3 to 5 days in order to make your program, that's still not enough time to know about your nutrition And if they didn't ask you any kind of questions before going into this making your program, you're getting cookie cutter like Sally Sue, and Coach Yada Bada or whatever their fucking name is should not be a coach in general. The next thing would be something on the phone. So let's say you didn't, or however this coach is signing you onto the team or asking you, like, you know, whatever. If a coach tells you a claim, they say that they can get you 10 pounds lost or 20 pounds lost or strengthen your glutes or build your glutes within a certain amount of time, like let's say it's a month, they're like, yeah, you'll build like 3 inches off your glutes in a month with this coaching. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. First of all, let's talk about the weight thing. Let's say that they say that they can help you lose 10 to 20 pounds within 2 months. Okay, well, let's say that you lose body fat percentage, but since you're on a program and you're being consistent with that, you're also gaining muscle. Muscle weighs more than fat. So now, at the end of this 2 months, because this coach made a claim to you that they're going to make you lose 20 pounds, you're going to be upset with yourself because they made that claim to you. But you also feel confident, but you're like, but I didn't lose 20 pounds. It's because you gained muscle as well, and you're also dropping fat, but they made that claim to you, so now you want to keep going, keep losing weight, and keep getting leaner, whatever the fuck it is. They cannot make that claim to you. I cannot tell you what tomorrow is going to look like. Can you? No one can. Like, we may have a plan for tomorrow, but we don't know if that's exactly going to happen. So same thing for your body. I cannot make a claim to a client that we're going to have you drop 5 pounds in 2 weeks because I don't know what's going to happen. A lot of things externally play into how your body responds. So this isn't really something that I was going to put as like a red flag on here, but if a coach doesn't ask you about your digestion, or if they don't ask you about, you know, if you're on your period or if you're off your period, if they don't know what kind of fucking birth control you take, if they don't know what your job is like, if you had any life changes, if, you know, how your sleep is, if they don't know these things, it's also going to be very hard for them to reassess anything that you're doing for your macronutrients to get you to where you want to be as far as your goals. Because if they tell you that you're going to lose 10 pounds in 10 weeks, like I said, and they make that claim to you, and they don't know anything about your digestion or your hormones, maybe your hormones are completely off or your digestion is, maybe you're not sleeping, they don't know that, and then at the end of the 10 weeks you didn't lose that weight, but you're sleeping 3 hours a night, that's most likely going to be why. You know, like, there's a bunch of different things that a coach needs to look at, and just making those claims to you to sell you a program to get you on the roster, again, just a huge red flag that you need to watch out for, because they cannot tell you that. My fire alarm is going off again. We're going to keep rolling with this. It's okay, Lou. Anyways, we're going to keep talking. It's okay, Lou. We're just going to keep talking, Luna. Yeah, it's going to be okay. So we're going to try to just keep going while she's barking because she gets very frantic when fire alarms go off. And this is the second time today if you saw my story. I'm not leaving. It's just a drill, baby, I think. Where was I? Another thing is, let's say you are a month or maybe like 2 weeks into the program and a coach tells you trust the process, but they don't give you any kind of philosophy as why you should trust the process. Yes, you should trust yourself and trust the fact that you are hiring or you're getting onto a team with the coach. But if they're not giving you any reasoning behind why they do this or why they do that, they don't know why they're doing this or why they're doing that. Or maybe they're just selfish and not feeling like they want to tell you. I will tell a client, like, yes, you are going to get somewhere if you communicate with me and if you meet me halfway, because I'm going to give you your program based off of your current health, your current optimization for your body, and then for your goals, I'm going to give you that for nutrition and fitness. If you're not communicating with me and you're not meeting me halfway, of course not. You're not going to see results, and it's going to be very hard for us to get somewhere. But if you are doing those kinds of things, yes, trust the process. You need to put time into this process. But I'm going to tell you why, you haven't dropped, or why you haven't seen this, or why you haven't seen that, and tell you what is going on within your body, why we're dropping, the cardio, or we're increasing the cardio, which I don't even give my clients that much cardio to begin with, but why we're doing what we're doing so that you understand and that you're learning in the process. So if a coach is telling you point blank period, trust the process, for what, yada bada? Like, why? Why are we doing this? You should be learning. You're paying your money, you're giving them your health. What is the big deal of knowing why they're doing what they're doing? So these two things kind of play hand in hand, I guess, not really. But this is more so if you were with a coach currently and you are starting to notice this with the coach. Well, I guess this first one would be maybe in the beginning of the program. We're just going to start off. A coach telling you that you can eat these foods and you can't eat those foods. I give my clients a grocery list when they do sign on. It's not for them to go out and buy everything. It's more so for them to understand if they don't know macros already, your carbs, your fats, your proteins. It's for them to understand the differences between foods so that they understand the differences between macronutrients. So there's going to be a list of carbohydrates, there's going to be a list of fats, there's going to be a list of proteins, but it's not the good foods. And I tell them that straight off. These are not considered good foods. They are not on here for any particular reason. It's literally just so you understand the differences between macronutrients and like what they would look like on your plate, if that makes sense. But if a coach is giving you something where it's like, these are the good foods, these are the bad foods, this is what you can only eat, what's going to happen after you get off of this program? You're going to be scared of the foods that you cannot eat, and that's going to be so restrictive. It's just like a kid in a candy store or in a toy store. If you tell them not to touch a certain thing, you're going to go and like touch those things and not tell your mom, and you're going to do this and you're going to do that, and then where does that get you? It gets you nowhere. You're lying to yourself at that point, and you're also lying to your coach, and your coach is not going to know why this and this and this is happening, but you know that you just binged off of the foods that you can't have. I mean, I don't blame you for binging off the foods that you can't have, because you can have them. This coach yada bada just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, and they think that restrictive is better. But, so screw them. If they don't know what is going on with your body, fuck them. We're going to get you out of the program anyway. But that's the point. Like, you are trying to set up yourself to have a lifestyle forever. You should never go into a coaching program where it's like a diet, because diets die. D-I-E-T, diets die. It's a lifestyle. You are not a bikini competitor, and if you are, like, a different story, we're not talking about you here. But if you're a lifestyle, you should not be going through a 4, 6, 12-month program that is going to set you up for just that and not afterwards. Okay, so if they give you any kind of, you can't have this, you can't have that, say, you can't have me, I'm going somewhere else. Cool? Awesome. Next thing is macronutrient boundaries. I don't know what possesses certain coaches to try to overcompensate with a different macro because they're dropping a macro, but it literally blows my fucking mind, and this is the first one that I want to talk about. When a coach decides to increase your protein astronomically because they're dropping your carbohydrates and they want to keep you satiated. Yes, protein is the most satiating macronutrient, but there's no reason why a coach should be increasing you way beyond where you should be with protein because they're dropping your carbohydrates. What's going to happen when that happens? Your digestion is probably going to be very off. If our body has a certain threshold for this macronutrient, protein, it's going to not respond in the manner that you want. You're going to be fucking constipated as hell. You're not going to see any kind of progress with the dropped carbs, even though it's just going to be water weight essentially. You're going to be so constipated, you're not going to see any kind of result from that. And your body is not going to be able to function optimally off of that because of digestion being an issue, So I don't know why there's coaches out here trying to make you eat all this fucking protein when you don't have to, and dropping your carbs just to keep you satiated. Let's look at the external factors with the coaching. The sleep again. What is going on with there? Why are you plateauing? Is it because you're sleeping for 3 hours out of the day and that's it? How's your water? How is your meat? The things that you do outside of working out. Are you getting steps in? Things like that. What does your output look like? Are you actually putting effort into the gym? Do you have something new happening into your life? Because cortisol could be a reason for weight gain. Not fat gain, but it could be a reason for you to increase inflammation or bloating. Inflammation, bloating. Did you just hit a PR? PRs are going to be inflammation. Your muscles inflamed. You could be up the next day. Look, there's so many fucking different things that coaches need to start looking at with their clients. If you're not getting your period and you normally do, your hormones are off, and it could throw you off completely as far as your results and what you're seeing in pictures or on the scale or how you're working out in the gym. Coaches need to start looking at that stuff rather than just looking at, what are we going to do with macronutrients? What are we going to do with your cardio? if a client comes to me and they're hitting a plateau and I'm noticing that they're literally only sleeping 5 hours out of the day because their work schedule is so crazy, I'm probably going to tell you not to work out. Because we need to figure out that cortisol first, and honestly, we need to figure out if your job is something that you want to do, if you have to sleep, only 5 hours out of a day to get to your job. But these are things that really do put into account as to why your body responds or why it doesn't. Another thing, why is a coach dropping you so freaking low with your carbohydrates? There's a threshold that you should be at for your carbohydrates, okay? I will never drop a client under 150, why? If you have to go that low, then we should probably reverse you, because your body should be able to stay in a deficit without going below 150. And if you care about the actual big picture of where your body's going to be, go through the reverse, okay? So I don't know why coaches feel the need to go under that. Yes, obviously there are some cases with, certain body composition, whatever, but out of the amount of people that I have on my team, no one's lower than 150, and they're all seeing results. So I don't really understand why coaches have to do that. You can look at different factors of the coaching and get your clients to their results. You don't need to fucking starve them. Anywho, fats. Why are coaches bringing their fats down so low? I don't go below 43 grams with my clients. Why? Because fats are very important for your hormones. And if your hormones are thrown off, what's going to happen? We're not going to see the results that we want. And where is that stemming from? The fats. I have lost my period from fat being so low before. Yes, I was doing a body composition, but I've also seen people who don't do body compositions or bikini competitions and lose their period because coaches will bring them down so low with their fat. So these are things that you need to look out for. If a coach is astronomically bringing up your protein to compensate for hunger because your fats and your carbs are low, red fucking flag. If a coach is dropping you way low in your fats, red flag, no need for it. And if your coach is dropping you very, very low for your carbohydrates, no need for it. Let's look at a different portion of your lifestyle and try to fix that. Maybe have to bring you through reverse, cut that deficit short, because that is what your body needs. And again, if you care about what the ultimate goal is for yourself, you'll go through that. Because a good coach that has good intentions for you is going to say, hey, I don't want to bring you any lower. Let's bring you through reverse, build up your calories, and then drop you lower, and then we'll be able to recomp that body. Not drop you lower as in what you were at, but drop you again and have you lose that body fat that you want to lose, whatever it is. So I hope this makes sense. Really try to look out for these things when you are working with a coach, because your health and your goals are so important, and it's not worth your time or your money to be with a coach that is only with you to fill up their roster, to have this glamorous lifestyle on Instagram or whatever the fuck it is, and just make you feel like trash. Because I've seen it. I've seen high following coaches doing this to clients. I have a few clients on my team that have worked with other coaches before that treat them like absolute shit, and they're top tier in the fitness industry, So just make sure if you are signing on to a team with a coach, you're asking these questions. What does the onboarding process look like? When am I going to get my program? Can you make any claims for me as far as my results? Literally just see if they're going to say that. Test them. Give them a test. Do you think I'm going to drop 20 pounds in 2 months? If they say yes, sorry, Autobot, I gotta go. If they send your program right away, if they tell you to trust, just ask what their philosophies are. If they don't tell you what they are, and they don't tell you how they're gonna get you from point A to point B, knowing that not every journey goes as planned, but they're gonna try to, meet you in the middle, give you what they can in order to make you succeed, hopefully, then they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Obviously, being a fitness coach, yes, we try our absolute hardest to give you what you want as far as your body composition goals, but I'm not going to tell you something completely unrealistic. If you tell me that, you want to tone up and you want to, look good for summer, I'm going to be like, okay. Personally, I think that we need to go through a little bit of a maintenance, build up some muscle, and then drop you down. That's why right now with a lot of my clients, if they sign on to the team, I'm like, hey, let's go through a reverse, get your calories kind of high, then drop you for summer so you feel good in a bathing suit. Coach should 100% have your intentions, your best intentions in mind in order to get you where you want to be, not just another fucking paycheck from a client on their roster. Awesome. All right, that is it. The fire drill stopped, so that's great. Day 2 DV Fitness. I did it.